everyone. I'm so excited to know that you've kept today's appointment to watch the book with Suzy. Your degree got you the job interview, but did this same degree prepare you for the job of life? On the book with Suzy today, we do receive author Kingsley TEKUM, who argues that formal education is not enough. Well, in his book, Formal Education is Not Enough, he gives us 11 life educations schools forgot to teach us. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen, because he is right here, so that during our conversation with him, you can unlearn a few things. Kingsley, you're so much very welcome to this program, The Book with Suzy.
Thank you so much, Suzy Bell, The Book with Suzy. It's my honor.
How long did it take you to come up with a project like this one?
Okay, the conception of the project started about 6 years ago.
Okay.
The finishing of the project, about a year.
You wrote certificates certify knowledge. Life requires wisdom. Tell us, what was the moment you personally felt your certificate, in banking and finance was not enough? What did life ask of you that school never prepared you for?
Okay, school prepared me for a job, principally. And I believe that 90% of people going to school are also on that lane. Because if you ask most of their dreams, they will tell you that I want to finish school and then I get a job. I am doing banking and finance so that I can finish and I work
in a bank.
In a bank. Thank
or
you.
In any organization.
So
maybe
when we realize that certificate certifies knowledge, because you don't wake up from the bed and you say you want to get a job in a bank. No, you need knowledge of the banking activity before you can work in a bank. So it certifies that knowledge, because when they give you the certificate, you say, okay, you have gathered knowledge in this area. So that is nice. Which is the principal thing that school does. And for the other aspect of life requiring wisdom, you discover that this certificate at a point in time may not really land us in the place that we want to be. I will not want to talk about how many BSc holders in banking and finance are still on the search. I will not want to talk about how many master's students in banking and finance are still on the search. The doors of the banks have not been opened to them. It's not because they don't have the knowledge, but I believe that there are one or two things that are still missing. So, to crown that aspect, certificate certifies knowledge. Now, the other spectrum is the life itself. I believe that there is life in school and there is the school of life. So when we step into life, we now experience what is actually life all about.
Yes. Which is not a bed of roses.
It is definitely not a bed of roses. There are a lot of things, but I would not want to go there.
Okay.
But what did life demand from me that my certificate could not give me and did not prepare me for and was not taught to me in school? And I will always use this because this is where it begins. Okay. Life demanded meaning from me. And meaning is captured in one word, purpose. Because there is a meaning why this chair is here, and that is why I'm sitting on it. The meaning is to give me comfort when I'm sitting. So we discover that where I found myself as a BSc graduate in banking and finance, searching for a job in different areas of Cameroon, dropping applications in different places, and could not find myself one. And it had to push me to start looking for other things. One of the things that happened is that dropping applications in Douala, Limbe, Boya with no fruit, I stepped into the teaching field. I said, let me survey this area and looks how it is.
That's what so many Cameroonians have been doing.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Because there are a few of them who enter there and actually have a vision in it. There are others who are actually there because they have to be there. So when I entered there, I started discovering some different aspects of life. I started having different drives, different passion, spotting some loopholes around the area, and it became a burden for me to actually address them. And like I always say, if you have eyes to see what others cannot see, then you have the capacity to meet what they could not see. So with that idea, a lot was moving in me. So purpose was one of the things that was not taught me in school. My certificate does not have it as a subject or as a course. My transcript does not have it, but life had to teach me that.
Well, at this point in time, we're going to take someone who has given his contribution to your work. He's called Oliver Chom. He's based in the US. And of course, he was so delighted to talk to us on this program as far as your book is concerned. Let's watch.
Every single year, thousands and millions of students are graduating from the university, yet 3 years after, 5 years after, 10 years after, they are still broke. They are still jobless. And you are asking yourself, what is wrong with what they learn in the university? What is wrong with what they learn in high school? Okay? And the question is very simple. There is something that university is not teaching us. Skills like visibility, effective networking, and communication. Most universities don't teach students this, and that's exactly why when they graduate 5 years after, 10 years after, 3 years after, they are still jobless. And so one of the most expensive skills in the 21st century is the skill of visibility. And the most expensive thing you can ever buy right now in this dispensation is not the Parasonic jet flight, it's not the spaceship, it's invisibility, because invisibility will cost you everything, and visibility will give you opportunities you never had imagined. Some 16 years ago, in 2010, I launched my speaking career. Started in Cameroon. I spoke for quite some time, and eventually I started speaking in different countries. And today I'm in the United States of America because of public speaking, because I was visible. When I was visible, somebody saw me and invited me to speak in America, in Singapore, in India, in Spain. And that is exactly what every human being who wants to survive this dispensation right now must be doing. They must find out ways to be visible, because the most talented, we have so many talented people out there, so many skillful people out there with amazing services and products, but nobody is buying from them. You know why? It's because they are not visible. They are not visible. And this is exactly why a very good friend of mine, Mr. TEKUM, has written a very, very powerful book that personally I did the forward on the fact that formal education is not enough. And I'm one of the strongest proponents of the fact that formal education is not enough. How can you be able to use your other skills that you can teach yourself? You can learn the hard way to be able to become visible and sell anything you want to sell and become whoever you want to become and go to any part of the world you want to go to through the power of visibility. And so this book has been released already, and if you have not yet grabbed your copy, I strongly recommend that you should go and get your copy of this book, because this book is definitely going to change your life. I personally reviewed the book, I forwarded it, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. Grab a copy of Formal Education is Not Enough today and thank me later.
You're welcome back. Thank you very much, Oliver Chom, for that message. I know that those who are watching us today were keen to what you had to say, and they will definitely put that in practice. Of course, you said Cameroonians should learn, or people should learn a skill so as to be visible, because invisibility is not good for anyone, right?
Definitely. Definitely.
Okay, Kingsley, you don't criticize the education system. I think you made it clear in the book. You build something called live education system with 11 essentials beyond the classroom. Which one of those 11 do you think most young Cameroonians are missing today, and what is the cost, of missing it?
I will not want to go too far. I will start with one of the education which is under the category of self.
Yes.
Education of
Life
self.
and self.
Life and self.
Okay.
So under that, we have 3 educations. We have the education of choice.
Of purpose and of vision.
Of purpose and of vision. Cameroon did not just appear. And Cameroon will not also appear in the future. I believe that is why His Excellency talked about Vision 2035. So there is a place where Cameroon is going to. And if there is a place where Cameroon is going to, I believe there is a place where everyone is heading to. And the very first problem that I realize is rampant in our society is purpose. Vision. Purpose is connected to vision. So many people are doing something and they don't know why they are doing it. Many are in school, they don't know why they are in school. Many are pursuing a certificate, they don't know why they are pursuing that certificate. And of course, if you don't know why you are pursuing a certificate, there is no vision for the certificate. And it's very easy to blame the system. It's very easy to blame the people around you. But the question is, why did you first of all go there? That is where it begins. And of course, I will not even want to talk about choice because choice is given to everybody. Of course, you know what
is good for you.
What is good for you. Okay. And even though I know what is good for me, at times it's still difficult to do what is good for me. So choice is, first of all, a universal issue before we get to purpose, which becomes a kind of personal issue. So I think one of the things that is greatly missing is the education of purpose. Square pegs are in round holes. Round pegs are in square holes.
Strength of heart and foresight in your subtitle, they are not in any school syllabus. How do you teach that?
Strength of sight, of strength of heart.
Yes, and foresight.
And foresight. Strength of heart is first of all a product of character. Okay. Yeah. How do you perceive life? Because somebody said that when you face an obstacle, to some people, they will develop the wings to fly. But to some other people, they will have crutches to work with. 2 people experiencing the same situation, but handling it in 2 different ways. So strength of heart is a product of character, and character is a function of your environment. Some people did not just develop how to be strong. They had to be around people who were strong. Okay. Some people did not just develop how to manage activities. They had to be around people who managed activities. And your experiences also help you. There are some people who have gone through terrible situations. So when they see somebody going through that, it's just like nothing because they have gone through. They have developed the strength of heart. Okay. So I want to say that, number 1, it is a function of your environment. And you talk of foresight. Yes. Foresight is actually vision. What am I seeing ahead of me? And to an extent, I will try to say that our teachers, I congratulate them so much. We are doing so much in the classroom. It's not easy, honestly speaking.
It isn't.
Our teachers should not stop reiterating about vision. You know, there is something in the area of curriculum which is called the hidden curriculum. The hidden curriculum is not written in any document. It's not written in any formal curriculum documented aspect that we need to follow and teach. But at a point in time, I'm a strong proponent of hidden curriculum. Okay. As you teach students, there are 1 or 2 salient information that you pass to them, and it tickles their mind to know that, okay, there is something called vision. I tell you the truth, in my classroom, all my days of school, I did not hear that. I only got it when I graduated and when I faced life. So vision and vision and vision.
And I can still tell you that until now, there are a lot of people who still don't understand what vision is all about.
Sure.
Okay. The question for our Vox Pop today is, what is one unwritten lesson you have learned the hard way that should be in every curriculum or every school curriculum?
I think the lesson we can add in our school curriculum, in every school curriculum, is sexuality education. this is a lesson I learned the hard way, because growing up in a home where they give you that moral education without actually telling you some truths about sexuality led me to maybe make some mistakes that I think that young people of today are still making the same mistakes. So if sexuality education is added into a curriculum, it will help to curb sexual promiscuity, which is very rampant in our society.
There are so many lessons that one has learned the very hard way, especially when you look at the days behind when our parents used to discipline us. They used the cane and used all type of brutalization. But we sat up and we learned, we studied. I remember also even I was taken in the Brazil school to play football. But then football was not even paying at that time. But now I was forced to go to school using the cane. And I still have some stretch marks behind my back here that I feel that I learned the hard way. And that is why I am today. That is why you see me up today. That is why I have children today. But I had to learn that hard way. But then I think that the way our parents brought up, they should use that same method and put it in the curriculum and then modify it in one way or the other so that they too, our children too, can learn from it rather than just completely changing it.
The lesson that I've learned the hard way, which is not written, is using your initiative. You know, when you live in a home that is disciplined, there are things that you are not asked to do. Like using your initiative. For instance, you get up in the morning, the dishes are dirty. You don't need your parents to tell you, do the dishes. You have to think, yourself. And I think that, I don't know how we can caption it and introduce it in the school curriculum, as you say. Maybe using your initiative could be a topic, could be a subject. I don't know. Maybe from there, the youths today are going to change their attitude of doing things.
Welcome back. You're watching The Book with Suzy. And of course, I'm so elated to have the author of Formal Education is Not Enough, Kingsley TEKUM. You said something earlier on that the education of heart is the heart of education. Can you try to expatiate on that?
Okay. Before going there, there's something I call transformational education. Transformational education targets 3 education. Number 1, education of the head, which is the cognitive aspect. Number 2, education of the hands, which is the skill aspect, competence, if we can put it that way. And we have education of the heart, which is the area of compassion. When an individual is able to have these 3 educations,
without actually having the heart, or
without actually having maybe character, every other thing hinges on this. Okay. Cognitive, competence, character. So when I talk of the education of the heart, I actually talk about the education of character. There is no need to be intelligent and at the same time you don't have value for people. And at the same time you don't feel the pains that others are feeling. Exactly. At the same time you don't step into the shoes of other people. Yes. It brings corruption, it brings nepotism, it brings a lot of things that you can put. So an intelligent nation without character will actually not produce a progressive nation.
Wow, that is well said. I like the way you say it. So we should know that the education of the heart is the most essential, and we should dwell, all, let's say, the education body should dwell on that, bringing forth learners with a good heart.
With a good heart.
Because once you have learners with a good heart, they will grow to build a wealthy, or should I say a healthy
society.
Society. That's very fine. We are going to be meeting Mabel Foncham right now because she is a librarian expert. You know, Mabel Foncham is a librarian expert, and on the segment of On the Shelf today, she is talking about something very particular, you know. But I need to ask you that question, Mabel. I know you're right there. Some people think libraries are becoming less relevant. You, as a librarian expert, what's your response to that?
I'll say that libraries are becoming more and more relevant. Today, there's a lot of what we call information explosion, and people need help in navigating information and not just finding it. Because there's a lot of information out there, but which one is the correct information and for a specific role? So I can comfortably tell you that libraries still have their place in society, be it in schools, research centers, hospitals, or organizations. For example, in American spaces where I work, we organize trainings on media literacy, entrepreneurship, civic engagement, and many other things. This is not just about borrowing books alone. It's about helping people to gain skills, and after which we can say, okay, you can use the books that we have now to gain a deeper meaning into what you're looking for. And also, within libraries these days, people are coming together to create, collaborate, and also invent a lot of things, especially with the maker spaces movement that is growing.
Thank you for joining us. Well, I hope that you are taking delight watching this edition of the book with Suzy. We are going to be rounding off in a couple of minutes. You know, let's say 5 to 10 years from now, what change do you hope to see because someone read formal education is not enough?
Okay, thank you very much, Suzy, for that question. Of course, that is the purpose why the book is written, so that things don't remain the way they are, because one of the constant things in life is change. Okay. But the problem I have with change is which direction? Is it forward or
backward?
Or is it backward?
Or sideways?
Okay, so what I would love to see is that, you know, if we depend so much on our certificate, we will be on the receiving end instead of being on the production end. Okay. So what I want to see at the end of reading this book is that people are not just waiting for opportunities to meet them. They go out and create opportunities for themselves and for the society.
Okay, I know there is Peter out there. There is Michael out there. There is Emilia out there wanting to get a copy. How do they get to you?
Okay, thank you so much. My contact is 679 392 840. I take it again, 679 392 840. You can search me on Facebook, Mba Tekum. You can search me on LinkedIn, Mba Kingsley TEKUM. And of course, the book is on seller, and we are working to see how it gets on Amazon and definitely on some bookshelves.
Okay, maybe before you go, you want to tell us one thing about a habit which you want people to build, you know, without going back to the classroom.
Discipline.
Okay. While you're talking, maybe you should be, I want you to autograph this book.
Okay.
Thank you. So you were talking about discipline?
Discipline. Discipline. There are many, many great works that have not seen the light of day because discipline is absent. So much so that no matter how beautiful your work is, you bear with me that at the very beginning, it is very difficult for it to see light.
Okay.
But the more you remain consistent and disciplined in it, one day it will see the light. There is a lot of distraction in the world today. Okay. So many distractions, and the only way to overcome that is through discipline, taking hold of yourself. Okay. So I believe that is one of the things that all of us are working towards, to see that it comes to accomplishment.
Oh, thank you. Where's my pen?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see that you had a special pen to autograph
yes,
this book. I got my autograph already. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching this edition of the book with Suzy. I'm very sure that you want him to autograph your own copy. So call him and he will do just that. It was a delight having you on this edition of the program, Kingsley.
My utmost pleasure. Thank you so much for honoring my presence.
And of course, thank you for watching this edition. Bye-bye.